Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the October 16th terrific Tuesday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes. Thanks so much for joining me, folks. I absolutely treasure your presence here today, and my outcome is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with those essential tools that each of us need in order to live an inspired life. Because living an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go take a look at one of these tools. I love this tool. This is the tool called As Within, So Without. You ought to write that down. Just 4 words. Write that down. As within, so without. Have you ever thought of yourself as living in 2 separate worlds out there? Well, it's really true. Each of us do. We inhabit both an inner being and an outer being, an inner world and an outer world. Now, typically, we develop a preference over one versus another. Some people turn almost exclusively to the inner world, while others, they direct their interest towards others out there, towards helping others to that outer side of the world out there. And like any great recipe, folks, and I know each of us love recipes, any great recipe, you need ingredients for both. Why do you need ingredients for both? As within, so without, because that is where you absolutely find happiness. And that is really what it's all about, because happiness lies in the development of both those worlds. Think of your car, for example. You got 4 tires. You got a right side and a left side out there. How well would that car drive if you didn't have air inflated in both sides of those tires out there? Not very good out there. So the question is, do you believe, it doesn't matter to me whether you're have more of a preference on the inside or the outside. There's no right or wrong way. It's just a matter of making sure that you've got balance and you've got ingredients for both. So the real question is, do you believe that folks, I'll just present it like this, do you believe that folks that seem to have it all together on the outside have it all together on the inside? Take a look at, you could rattle off probably a number of folks that, come to mind that you think have it all together on the outside. I don't know. I'd use somebody like, how about Oprah? Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. I mean, the list can go on and on and on, right? Take a look at all these people that seem to have it all together on the outside. Now, we all know that Oprah goes through now, I guess I don't know personally, but what I've observed, what I've experienced, she goes through all kinds of dips. Just because somebody seems to have it all together on the outside, folks, doesn't mean they've got it together on the inside. And what we need to do, my experience is that regardless of how good life is in that, how about Mark Zuckerberg? Seem to have it all together on the outside. I don't know if he has it all together on the inside out here. Hey, how about today? You've got CEO Vikram Shankar Pandit went ahead and resigned unexpectedly. So here's a guy that you would have thought maybe he had it all together on the inside. I suspect when the actual truth comes out, whatever it is that led to the resignation, the immediate resignation, we'll probably find out that there was something missing on the inside. Now, I don't know what that is, but that's just simply how life works out. Just the opposite, folks. You might find people that have it all together on the inside. But what they're really yearning for is the ability to help others or the ability to get out of that introverted version of a shell out there. And so you want to make sure that you experience both in life out there. The door to success, folks, it's real simple. It opens from within. We talk about all the time about visualization, being able to visualize what it is that you want first. Well, I believe that comes from within, and that's how you create all the things that you want on the outside. That door to success opens from within. Think and plan for folks. What it will do is it will unleash the power within. Let's go take a look at the power within these markets out here. We're looking at futures being up this morning. You've got the Dow futures up about 60 points. ES Mini up about almost 8 points. The NASDAQ futures up 11. Russell 2000 up 5. King dollar back 38 ticks. Gold up $4 and change. Silver up 14 cents. Light sweet crude flat off 18 pennies right now. Over in Europe, they got the RSVP to the party. They decided to attend over in Germany. The DAX up 1 4/10%, up over 100 points right now. The FTSE up 57. And Asia, everything was green last night. Of course, the Shanghai was up 7 pennies, so not really much of a change out there. And the Hang Seng up 58, and the Nikkei was up 123, 1 4/10 points out there. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. can always give us a call. I'd love to hear what's going on your insides out there. Let's go take a look at what's going on inside the ES Mini 30-minute chart. If you're listening to us on TigerTV, well, you can be listening on TigerTV, but if you're listening on the radio or perhaps on tfnn.mobi, as always, you can catch the archive of this show on Channel 9. So let's go take a look at the AE to B equals CD. If you look at this chart here, who's in control? Who's in control right now? The bulls are in control. But I suspect the bears are lurking in the weeds, probably maybe about 15 minutes to a half an hour, 45 minutes into the trading session. We'll see those bears, do some roaring out here. If we do take a look at the markets, let's go take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern out here. The A point coming in yesterday at, let's see, 7 was yesterday? No, it was, October 14th. Today's 16th? Friday. So Friday morning, you had a low put in out at the level of 1416.50. That came, was it Friday? What? October? No, it couldn't have been Friday. That had to be Thursday. I'll get my dates. I'll tell you what. I'll just tell you the day. It was October 14th. You figure out which day of the week it was because I'm horrible at that. So if we do take a look at the low put in here, our A point, no matter what, coming in at 8:30. Now that much I know. 8:30 in the evening on October 14th. That's your A point. Your B point coming in at 9 o'clock in the morning yesterday, October 15th. So I got that. And then if we take a look at the C point coming in at 11 o'clock I probably got that wrong. At 11 o'clock in the morning. How about that? 11 o'clock in the morning here yesterday. That was actually our C point out at 1422. So let's go take a look at that retracement. You want to make sure that you have retracement rulers on your, when you're measuring the depth of the retracement level. You can see that the retracement of your A to B point was 1422. And what we'll take a look at here is the actual low. How does that work? It was 1421.75, I suppose. But 1422 was the low that came in at 11 o'clock. That's why you want to make sure that you understand your retracement rulers. That is where the bulls decided to step in yesterday at 11 and move higher. Now what you can see out here, let me see. I got to redraw this AB equals CD. Looks like I've got, there we go. Now let's take a look at, because what we are taking a look at here, folks, we're looking at the, that it achieved the 1-to-1 level, did that yesterday, coming into the 4 o'clock time frame. For the entire evening, it didn't really let off at all, just simply consolidated sideways. Folks, when you consolidate sideways, can you call this a consolidation pattern, a box pattern, a number of different names for it. When you consolidate, folks, sideways, what it's going to typically do when it resumes, it's going to resume itself in the direction that began that. That's exactly what it is that we've got going on here. You can see it makes its way up into that 1 to 1.272 area, gets up there. Where are the bears? No bears around just yet. So where's it going to go? It's going to go up to that next floor, 1.618. 1444.25 is the exact number. It only got up to 1444. I think we can cut it a little bit of slack. As I say, so far the bears haven't shown up. Let's now go take a look at retracements off of the high. That high coming in on October the 5th. That high being, and I believe it was right around 11 o'clock. Let's go take a look at the retracement off of that high all the way down to the low that was put in here, and let's go see what levels we're at. And the level that the ES Mini is trying to get to is what? Sweet Home 618. That's right. You thought I was going to say Alabama, didn't you? Sweet Home 618, which will take it to 1447. So it's just not that much higher. It's about 4 points higher. I suspect we'll see it spike there. Maybe that's where the bears are going to show up. You can see the market here is a little bit overstretched. So, and we're just taking a look at intraday on the 30-minute chart. It's not stretched on the daily chart out here. As we go take a look at the daily chart, let's go take a look at the ES Mini. And actually, let's go take a look at the ES Mini. So where's the ES Mini trading into right now? Well, where it's going to trade up to, most certainly, is the October 5th swing point. The low there is 1451.25, and the high is 1466. If the ES Mini gets up to the level of 1449.50, which I suspect it's going to do today, and as it gets up there, the ES Mini, the S&P, wants to go test the high, wants to make another run for the high. Why? Couldn't bust it down. Had every opportunity yesterday to bust it down. And we pointed this yesterday. We took a look just simply at the perfect apex that was being formed on the daily charts that's coming off of the June 4th low. that low being 1,262. Your next touch point being the July 25th area. That was our rising price trend. And then all we had to do was take a look at a former area of resistance, now became a area of support. And you can see that the ES Mini, I mean, it hit it dead, solid, perfect. Geez, you just can't do it any better than that. And that is where the bulls stepped in. You can't bust it down. What's it going to do? It's going to bust it up. The ES Mini trading up over Mario Draghi date. That was September 6th. Trading inside, back inside QE3 out there on its way back up to the highs, at least the swing point of October 5th. We'll see what it does once it gets up there. Again, our call number, 877-927-6648. A lot of things going on in the pre-markets here. If we do take a quick peek, as soon as I can find it, WD-40 seems like they need a little bit of oil because they're getting greased this morning, down 10%. They had earnings of, let's see, net sales $342 million versus $336. They're down $5 and change. As I say, they're the leader in the doghouse out there. When we get back, we'll go take a look at a couple others. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
80% of traders fail because they don't know when to get in or out of a market, and all because no one taught them how to read the signs. You see, the stock market has a universal language called Japanese candlesticks, and each day, the buyers and sellers, the bulls and bears, go to work and build signs. This language has been around for thousands of years, and it's easy to learn. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters Show, and I'm a master sign builder. Download my free report, Candlesticks, The Speed of Trust, on the homepage of TFNN.com for one of the best-kept candlestick secrets. I'll also be conducting an online course Friday, October 19th, to teach you the language of the market's sign builders. You'll learn the best entry and exit techniques and strategies that will create extraordinary rewards. The course will be archived so you can review it as many times as you like, because trading or investing without learning this language is like running a red light. It's an accident waiting to happen, and there's no airbags or seatbelts. All the details are on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go take a look around here at some charts. Why don't we start with Citigroup? Citigroup, obviously, well, not obviously, but Citigroup, let me see here if they are trading down this morning here. They closed at 36.66, trading out right now at 36.28. So taking the news, the immediate resignation of Vikram Pandit, pretty well out there now. You know, folks, don't feel too bad for, don't know what's behind the move here, but don't feel too bad for Vikram. He was, just to give you an idea, he started his career at Morgan Stanley back in 1983. So for 22 years, he worked for Morgan Stanley, left and started his own hedge fund. And then within really about, I think about 18 months or so, he sold that hedge fund to Citibank for $800 million. He did that in 2007. Then I believe December 11th, 2007 was when he actually took over as CEO for Citi. So he's been CEO for 5 years. Now, you know, you got to take everything into consideration with regard to reverse splits, all that type of stuff. And if we do take a look at, in essence, what the stock was valued at when he took over, $307. So if I just simply take the week ended, so I'm not going to go take a look at the daily chart out here, but if we take a look at the week ended December, let me get it right here, December 14, 2007, we can see that Citi closed at $307. It's trading at $36.66. So while everybody might be questioning why, I'd say he's had 5 years to get things together out here, and I don't know if we'll see the same thing. In fact, I know we won't if we go take a look at some of the other equities out there, but I'm not saying that was the driver behind it, but you want to take a look at what's going on from a shareholder wealth standpoint, and it certainly isn't out there inside Citi. So all the news will come out. We'll find out what is going on out there. Let's go take a look at some of these stocks here in the pre-market with earnings releases out there. As I was saying, WD-40 getting just simply hammered this morning, so let's go see where that is going to trade into. WDFC is the ticker symbol, and down 10%. So closed at $51. It is going to open up down at the price level. Last trade just fired off at $46 and change. So let's see, what is 46? It's going to take you all the way back into the swing point, back from August the 2nd, 2012. The low of that swing point is 46.50. It's trading actually below that, but that is where it's going to open up and head to. That only has 43,000 shares, so we can see not a lot of liquidity. How about that? Not a lot of liquidity inside the WD-40 company out here. But let's take a look at the stock chart and go back. Not really a bad look in the stock chart. Let's put this on a monthly basis. So trading up really near its highs. Let me refresh my screen, see if I've got all of the data as we go back here. So really not a bad looking stock chart. Let's see if this completed an A to B equals CD pattern. We're looking at the longer term monthly chart. The A point that I'm going to use goes back to May of 2001, your beat point. December 2007, and what we can see, this has formed as a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD. We'll see how this trades here today, but if this closes below $48.90, so the month of October, we're not there, but if this does close below $48.90, it will form a bearish engulfing candle. And from my looks here, looks to be, I haven't seen a bearish engulfing candle here for quite some time on the monthly basis. That would say that this wants to pull back. If it doesn't, though, if it doesn't close below that area, This equity's got more room to run, more room to the upside. Its next level would be $62.33. That is on WD-40. Let's see what else we have moving out here. We got Grainger Worldwide, GWW. They are trading off $13 this morning. So let's go take a look at that equity, see what that is moving down into. So GWW. And as we take a look at Grainger Worldwide, the price point that is trading at right now, $202, closed at $215. Let me go ahead and get rid of this. So $202 is going to take it down to its swing point, which happens to be September 24th, 2012. That low, 201.53, 289,000 shares there. This also has a pretty nice sign of strength here. It's trading below that area. The top of that sign of strength is July 18th, 2012. That had 2.3 million shares. So it'll be interesting to see where Grainger Worldwide, this got, now that unfortunately here, the support level on Grainger Worldwide extends all the way down to $189.94. Trading at $215, closing at $215, trading right now at $202. So it could be a wild ride out there for Grainger Worldwide. Let's see, what else do we have that might be popping in the pre-market here? Up about 6%. Oh, they are enjoying the pepperoni pizza, the meat lovers pizza, out at Domino's Pizza. DPZ is the ticker symbol there. That is trading up almost 7%. I guess must be all of the college football that's out there that's helping Domino's Pizza. Give us a call, folks. We'll go see how the markets are going to open as soon as we get right back.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. TFNN and Great Panther Silver have teamed up for another exciting silver giveaway. The Great Panther Silver Halloween giveaway will be taking place at the end of October, and for 3 full days, we'll be giving away silver coins and bars every hour from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. to one lucky winner randomly chosen. There's no purchase necessary. For more information and to fill out your registration form today, simply visit the front page of tfnn.com where you'll find all the details. October 29th, 30th, and 31st, we'll choose one lucky winner that will receive a silver coin or bar courtesy of Great Panther Silver. Winners will be announced live on the air each hour for 3 full days. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to win free silver from TFNN and Great Panther Silver. Register today by visiting the front page of tfnn.com, and for more information on Great Panther Silver, you can click on their banner on the front page of tfnn.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex, symbol GPL, or on the Toronto Stock Exchange, symbol GPR.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
To the races. We got the Dow up 56 points. S&P's up 6. Composite up 8. Small caps up 3. Lead the charge on the way up here right now is the S&P 500. You got Microsoft down 15 ticks. Google up $2 and change. We'll take a look at Google here in a few moments. They came down on that swing point with volume and rejected it yesterday, but did come down with some volume. We'll take a look at Google, as I say, in a few minutes. Apple trading off $1.50 right now. Popping to the upside, Fossil. Wonder if Fossil came out with numbers. I didn't see them. FOSL is the ticker symbol, up 4%. No numbers yet, so just an upgrade alert out there. So they're having a nice morning. Right behind them, Murphy Oil Company up $3 and change. That's up 6%. Domino's Pizza, we mentioned that as we were going into the break there. Trading out right now at $41, taking out swing points. The swing point area here, there was an area of resistance that went back to March 19th, 2012. That high was 38.72. 4.7 million shares. Shouldn't have too much trouble today dealing with that. Already 489,000 shares in just the first 5 minutes of trading. Let's put Domino's Pizza on the larger scale out here and see what it's doing. So it's taking out, trading at all-time highs. So they're having lots of pizza pie fun at Domino's. So this stock chart here, let's take a look at the expansion of a set of swing points. That'll be the this little shooting star out here from April 30th, 2007, all the way down to the lows that were put in 2008. And what we'll see is 40.97 is the actual 1.272 price projection. Domino's Pizza this month getting to a high of 41.36. The next level on expansion for Domino's would take you up into the 1.618 area. That'd be $51.47. Also popping to the upside, you got Mattel. MAT is a ticker symbol. They were out with numbers, I believe. Let's go take a look at their numbers here. You had... let's see here. Net income, $366 million versus $300. That's good for the toy maker. Net sales, $2.08 billion versus $2 billion a year ago. Mattel getting rewarded here today, up 4%. Questcor Pharmaceuticals, Qcor up 7% as well. Leading things to the downside, Grainger Worldwide. We looked at that earlier. We'll go take a look at that stock chart. Bank Rate Inc. BRATE is the ticker symbol. Off 26% this morning. Oh, my goodness. Let's go take a look at that. RATE is the ticker symbol. Let's go see if that is trading into an area of support down here. Gapping down with volume, big time. This stock chart here has had a number of problems. Let me just expand it out here, make it a little bit easier to take a look at. So this thing is, oh, my goodness. Let me refresh my screen here. This is at all-time lows here, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like this was so we just found an IPO much worse than Facebook out here. This was an IPO June 17, 2011. The low was $13.81. It's now trading at $10.73. This is its second gap down. Looks like it's going to have may have one more gap. The problem is if it has it's not going to be an exhaustion gap. If it does, it's going to be an exhaustion gap because they're out of business. The first gap, actually, and I'll tell you why in a moment, because the first gap here came on May the 2nd, closed in the low of actually the session before May 1st. The low was 22.82. Next session gaps down during that session, gets up to a high of 22.47. So it leaves a little gap out there. Now today, take a look at this gap. Well, an exhaustion gap, folks, is the third gap needs to be larger in dollars and percentage than either of the first two. So dollar-wise, this thing here closed last night out at $14.50, trading at 10.75 right now. This thing gaps down again. It's got to be larger, not just like by a tiny bit. It should be larger. It'll be down at about $2 or $3. Anyways, that is on rate. Bank Rate Inc. is the ticker symbol. DBD, Diebold Inc. off $3 and change. Let's see, dollar-wise, percentage-wise, ISIS Pharmaceuticals, IS, they're off 15%. You've also got Costamare, Costamare, maybe Costamare. CMRE, they're trading off 10% this morning. Let's go take a... So somebody asked me a question, actually it was an email, and said, Steve, what's one of the weaker charts out there that you are looking at? And I had to think about it for a while. And actually, as I was just kind of surfing around, preparing for my newsletter, the chart that I haven't really paid much attention, that's not I haven't paid much attention to it, but I haven't really looked at the U.S. dollar index here for a while. So let's go do that. I'm not going to look at the daily chart. We're going to go take a look at the weekly chart, because it is the weekly chart. Well, it's the weekly chart here where what I see is some weakness out here. You know, the king really has not moved much. The king broke this rising price trend channel. Now, it broke it to the downside. This is truly a break. It came right down in here into this bullish engulfing candle that stopped it as a support level, which is going back to May 4th, 2012. But you see, the response off of that level has been anything short of a trampoline. All that it did was it made its way back to the rising trend line there. It gave it up. It tested it 2 weeks ago. It tested it last week. And when I really take a look at this combination of candles out here, folks, the U.S. dollar index is not showing any strength. And why is that the case? It's not showing any strength because of, believe it or not, the queen, the euro. And euro doing just the opposite, bouncing off of the support area, which was set up by that neckline. That was a head and shoulders pattern that goes back into the August time frame, August-September time frame. You've got the euro right now trying to get back into the swing point high of September 17th out there. The low on that is 1.30824. It's going to get up and get in there, and I suspect what the euro wants to do is test out the highs at 131.706. So when I take a look at the weekly chart on the king, you know, when the king has made lows, it's come off of those lows with conviction. When I say conviction, I mean a candle. In this case here, where you can clearly see the bulls have stepped in and taken charge. They did that on May 4th, 2012. They did that as the rising price channel was being formed back in November of 2011. Did it as well down in the September 2011 time frame. And you can see as we come back and take a look at as the U.S. dollar has broken through this area, there's been absolutely, positively no conviction, hasn't even been able to get up out of the swing point from September 14th, 2012. Something to think about. Let's go take a look at gold and silver out here, because as we take a look at gold and silver, they got a little hammered yesterday after making one heck of a run. If we do take a look at gold, in fact, let's just, I don't want to delete everything off here. Let's delete some of the stuff out here, because we can always draw it back. So let's delete some of the patterns and just clear the decks, make it a little bit easier to take a look at. So now we're taking a look at gold. Let's take a look at the... what do we want to take a look at here? Well, first let's take a look at where it's trading. 1744. Yesterday moves down with 130,000 contracts. Now, that 130,000 contracts really trading into the session that had 176,000 contracts on September the 7th. So, yes, it pulled back. Yes, it broke here's a swing point that it broke under. Well, it broke underneath a swing point that was on September 26th. That had 157,000 contracts. Again, yesterday doing 130. Gold, actually, even though it looked pretty weak out there. When you start benchmarking it out against volume, I say not too bad, especially when it has achieved oversold levels that it hasn't seen since it put in a low coming back in June of 2012, June 29th, 2012. You know, I'd love to see gold get down and test the 50-day exponential moving average, 1721. If we just take a look at retracement levels from the low to the high, the low that we'll use out here is a low that was established on May 16th, 2012. That level at 1526, all the way up to the high that was put in. You know, gold hasn't even made a 0.382 retracement from the high to the low out there. So really not as weak as one might think. Let's go take a look at silver. And actually, let's take a look at natural gas out here. Natural gas. You know, I want to cover this. I don't know if Basil is listening. If he is, maybe he'll put a smiley face, because actually over the weekend, I happened to catch up Basil's show from Friday. He had asked me a message inside the den. I wasn't sure what he was asking me, and he was asking me to define. He thought that the word that I was using was collate. And I can understand that, because I was using my northern accent with my southern twang, and maybe just simply my fast-talking way, you know, where I'm revved up with energy. What I was talking about wasn't collated. In fact, I need to send Basil an email if he's not out here. Co-located. So when you are just simply drawing channel lines versus trend lines, two different things. When you're drawing rising channel, or it doesn't matter whether it's rising or it's descending. When you're drawing channel lines, what you want to identify are the most number of co-located opens and closes. My apology for not, you know, maybe people were saying, what is he saying out there? I can understand that. So it's co-located. And we take a look at the natural gas contract. You know, what we're looking at here, so when I say co-located, we're looking at the lows off of April 20th, that low 1.902 out here. Now, what you can see is this rising price channel runs into the down day on June 13th. That close was $2.19. And then, obviously, from a future standpoint, opens up the next day, $2.19. So co-located, doesn't matter whether it's an open or a close out there. That's what you've got. So now you're at 2 touch points, or 3 touch points. We've got a 4th touch point out here, which happens to be the August 28th area as natural gas was moving down into it. So now we've got another point. And just like Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, folks, if you were to go ahead and use this literally, which would be taking a look at the September 10th area, you would see that the line that I've drawn here is very close to the co-located open and close. And with Jack Sparrow, it wasn't Jack Sparrow, it was the other guy in there, I think. Maybe I can't recall which character it was. But the line that I liked from there was they said, they're really just guidelines. So when I'm talking about co-located opens and closes, it can be pretty close. So you can see really a number of co-located opens and closes along the bottom. Same thing along the top as well. And this rising price channel here, very important to take a look at with inside the context of natural gas here, because it is forming a candle pattern out here. A little discovery that I made. It is forming a candle pattern here that says that, you know, wants to pull back. Now, it got to some oversold areas here, really kind of extreme levels. It did that a couple of trading sessions ago. So, you know, if you're long natural gas, the pullback here doesn't look to be too bad. You want to see it pull back and rev up its engine so that it can continue to move higher inside this price channel. That's on natural gas. And if we take a look at bonds out here, bonds here trading lower out at 148. Bonds really continuing to travel with inside a wedge. I suspect that what we really will see bonds do is continue to do that. I think that it will just simply consolidate and go sideways at least through the end of the year out here. In fact, as we take a look at that apex, the apex actually doesn't get hit until the middle of December time frame out here. I suspect that's what we are going to see happen inside the 30-year Treasury out there. Let's go take a look at the ETFs. Let's go see what we have going on inside the ETFs right now. We've got the Dow is up 83 points. The S&P is up 8. So let's go take a look at, that was the index. So let's go take a look at the ETFs. Let's go take a look at the Dow Diamonds out here. As we take a look at the diamonds, just like as we were looking at inside the futures contracts earlier, you can see that the rising trend line out here was hit a couple trading sessions ago. That was on Friday. It's bounced off. It's gapped up. And what the diamonds want to do now, volume yesterday, pretty tepid. 2.6 million shares going into the downdraft of 10 million shares on October the 10th. The high out there is 134.45. You're at 134.89. A close above that level. You've rejected lower price. What does it want to do? Well, it may be setting up the B to a C of an A to B equals CD down. That certainly is one possibility out there. If you're asking where could that come in at, well, let's just simply go to our retracement ruler. And as we look at that, what you will see is that the diamonds have now gapped up into that 0.618 level. That's at 135.03. I suspect, because it gapped up into there, that what it really wants to do is it wants to go tag the swing point. That swing point high would be getting it back to October 5th. The low of that swing point, 135.48. The 0.786 level, 135 and change. Looks like 135.65 out there. That's what it looks like the diamonds want to do out there. Lucy in the sky with diamonds this morning. Let's go take a look at the SPYs. The SPYs yesterday, the SPYs trading back inside Ben Bernanke's day, closed just slightly inside it yesterday, traveling at 144.93. Yesterday's bounce, 107 million shares. That 107 million going into 125. Going into 148, certainly doesn't have the juice on the way up out here. Same thing with regard to the SPYs, though. They want to go tag October 5th. That low, 145.70. 877-927-6648. BlackRock Inc., now the leader in the clubhouse, up $4 and change. Granger Worldwide leading things to the downside, down 6%. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. 877-927-6648. Dow up 94 points right now. S&P up 9. Composite up 13. Small caps up 5. New York Stock Exchange. We'll look at that stock chart, if not during this show, during the next. Let's go back to Citigroup out here. Take a look, and we'll go ahead and put this down to the daily chart. Let's see how Citigroup here is trading. So you've got huge volume. Yesterday had volume. Yesterday had volume of 76 million. After releasing numbers today so far, 57 million shares, but trading to the upside, not to the downside out here. Let's go take a look at the daily chart. Let's take a look at AB equals CD patterns out here, see what it is doing. Coming off of the lows, I'm going to use as a swing point low, July 24th, 2012. That low is 24.91. The high out here as August 21st. That's what I'm going to use as my B point. Not really much of a pullback. You can see doing a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD. No bears in place right now. All hiding in the weeds, do a little sneak attack out here. Looks like we won't see any bears until this tests its highs, getting all the way back here into the March 20th, 2012 level out at the 38.39. But I suspect Citigroup could have a little wild ride in store for it with Pandit here resigning, being fired, however it is that you want to actually look at it out there. And so I just say just be careful inside this equity here. Question whether or not I've got time to take a look at EXM. And for Angie in the Den, we absolutely do. For anybody in the Den, we've got time for them. And, folks, if you haven't tried our Tiger's Den, do so by coming over to the homepage at TFNN.com. And you can say incredible group of souls that are inside there. Folks, in addition to us here at the host side that are willing to help you, give you some trading ideas on a consistent basis. You can try that for 30 days free. So do that as long as you're over there. Go take a look at some of the great papers that we've got up there. I'm also going to be holding not a master level, holding a candlestick workshop this coming Friday. So I won't be with you folks on Friday. And we do take a look at EXM, and if you're interested in that workshop, which you should be, I'm going to unleash something that I may only share only at this one workshop. It is something when I put effort into something, it's massive effort. It's massive action out there. And so there was something that was sitting in front of me that I had used as a trading platform, only I just simply expanded upon it. And what I saw was the most revealing thing that I have seen in years. Shared that with Tom yesterday during one of the breaks, and it was the second time here in the last year where the student was actually able to teach the teacher something out there. So I think that this is like a whole little holy grail thing out there. So I'm going to share this during this workshop, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it afterwards just yet. Got to really think that one through. However, let's go take a look at EXM, trading at 47 cents right now, coming into an area where it broke out. This equity here broke out on September the 18th. That had 372 million shares the actual breakout day, September 18th. As this came down into it yesterday, came in with 1.1 million shares. So it's coming into that area with too much volume. Now, the real benchmark is also the 4.5 million on September the 19th out there. It is trading, looks like yesterday it traded inside the September 7th area, which had 307,000 shares. Angie, it's coming down with too much volume, in my opinion. I think that this equity wants to come back and test the September 6th area. That's going to be somewhere around 42 cents, 43, 44 cents. If you can get down there with less than 167,000 shares, then you might want to fire away. I know what she's looking at. She's looking at some decent volume here on that September 24th level. Folks, stay tuned. The Money Masters Show is next. Dow's up 95. As always, been great to be with you. See you in the morning or see you in a few. Take care.